Right then guys, this is something a little bit different and well set up for the job. We've got a Volvo 142 which is in Targa form at the moment, but would easily go full historic if you wanted to, I suppose. I think it's a load of fun as it is. These Targa events are really gathering momentum and they're a very laid back, as near as you can get to like a forestry event in many cases, depending on where you go and what event you do. Some events are just on tarmac, other events are on a load of loose and whites, and they're brilliant fun, absolutely brilliant. So back to the Volvo, it's all set up for that. The most solid car, very solid. We've got a Holly carb upgrade, and a racing inlet manifold, which is extremely rare for these B1800s, B2 2 litres. That's a rare bit of kit on its own, and meets regs because it was available back in the day. Twin coil system, so if you have one go down, you flick straight on to another one. The spark plug there is just if it stops and you're not sure, all you got to do is pop a lead off, put it on there. If you've got spark, then you've got a fuel problem potentially. If you haven't got spark, then that's where you want to start looking. Got an upgraded alloy rad, keeping everything cool. Big water bottle for your washers. I think there's some air horns in there as well. Yeah, there's some air horns down there in a standard horn, and then an oil cooler mounted down the front there. You can just about see it. You can see the pipes coming into that. Oil cooler there. And a catch tank. So she's well set up underneath there. Light guards, some cibbies. Underneath here we've got fully guards right the way down underneath there, and she's as solid as a rock underneath there. Sat on a new set of Maxi Sport tyres, including the spare. The spare's never been on. In the spare, still dust from the last event. These are new underneath here, underneath the dust. Couple of new facet pumps, fuel regulator there, all sat there ready to go. Tank in the back, filler in the back, battery in its own little box in the back. Underneath the spare wheel, with these 4 wing nuts there, is a toolkit underneath there. So any bother, wheel out, plate off, boom, you've got a toolkit underneath there, locked away out the way, keeping everything safe. So you don't have any dramas there. And inside she's well set up, full cage. And I just sit inside with you. We've got master switches, we've got horn swap over. Front fog lights, 2 pumps at the back, 1 pump, 1 main pump and a second pump. Flick all them off. Obviously fire extinguisher, which is based behind the passenger seat. And then you've got all sorts of things, like you've got map reading lights up there, one up there, and then you've got another one. I can't remember where you turn it on. I think it's down there. Yep, there it is. There's your other map reading light. Full integrated, all up to speed. There we are, she's ticking away there now. Exactly what you want for these Targa events. You've got your intermittent times and you've got your overall times. Couldn't ask for anything better than that. The biggest oil warning light you've ever seen. So you have a problem with the oil, bang, that comes on. We've got a digital direction, voltage and speedometer. That keeps up really well, literally as good as a normal speedo. Very surprising. Obviously all your fuses are there. You have a problem with your fuse, bang, it's just there, nice and easy. So we bang these 2 back on. She's got the GT dash and instrument panels. She's got all your extra gauges in there. Brake bias there, so you can bias it to the back if you want, so you haven't got to use your handbrake. You can just use your foot brake. She wants a bit of fuel in actually. There she is. Your extra sockets there for either your map reading lights or whatever you want down there, and obviously I've just said that on your bias. Flick all them off now. There's not a choke wired up for the carburetor, you don't need it. As soon as she starts getting warm, she's away. Now Volvo obviously put a right hand handbrake on, which if you're not used to, it's a bit awkward to use, you know, when you're doing turns and things. So we've got an auxiliary handbrake there in the center, which makes it feel a lot more like a conventional setup. overdrive gearbox. So if you're doing any of these endurance events, Land's End, John O'Groats, that type of thing, you've got overdrive there, which brings the revs right down so you can cruise along without going deaf. 4-point harnesses in the front, and obviously bucket seats. Now, to meet Targa events, as you lads already know, you need a back seat. So the back seat's all been grafted back in there around your roll cage. What else have we got really, guys? That sort of sums up most things, I think. I've got to get them sorted out. There's 2 more gearboxes. There's more doors, I think wings. There's all sorts of other bits and pieces and odds and ends to keep you going. So I'll get them listed and get them sorted out as soon as I can. Two extinguishers, guys. Look, there's the plumbed in one at the rear there, and then there's your handheld one at the front. But if you want a safe and reliable, I don't know, an event the car hasn't finished, Targa car, or potential historic rally car, we all see what they're making now. I mean, you need £30,000 plus, don't you, for a historic rally car nowadays. And with some safety upgrades, predominantly seats and harnesses and so forth, you've only got to meet the safety regs. The rest of it is there, really. So there you are, a very, very useful bit of kit. A load of fun without tying up a fortune. Obviously, Volvo build quality at its best. So there she is. I'll get the list of bits and pieces sorted out over the next few days. There's more wheels, like I say, there's more body panels, there's a couple of gearboxes, I think there's another engine, there's some suspension parts, there's all sorts of bits and pieces that, like you say, if you do have a bit of an off, or if you had a bit of a bad day, they're there for you. Oh, limited slip diff in the back. I can't think what ratios the diff is now. I'll have to have a look on the paperwork and see. So yeah, there we are. If you want a load of fun without breaking the bank, and then you've still got an asset at the end of the day, there you go. Could be a contender. I'll take a few more photographs for you.